Hey everybody, it's Matt, your friendly neighborhood technician. Today we don't have much work going on because it's been raining all morning, the ground's wet, and I'm finishing up my custom turbocharger job on my Toyota Tacoma, so really don't feel like laying in puddles all day. But I thought I would make a video today to show you, as a automotive technician, I work on high-end vehicles, Ferrari, Porsche, BMW, Audi. I also work on simple stuff, and I do everything bumper to bumper. Engines, electronics, transmissions, rear end, suspension, brakes, I mean, you name it. So, of course, my trade also allows me to be able to do other things in life. And one of those things is working with electronics. So we have here my Xbox 360. It's an older model Xbox 360. It's one of the originals. You probably can't see in here too well. There's not much light. But the problem that I've been having lately is this open tray. When you put in a disc, it doesn't read it. It says reading. And then boom, there you go, open tray. And you'll be stuck here opening and closing this thing over and over and over again trying to get it to read. So what I'm going to show you how to do, from what I understand, the quick fix is to go buy a disc that cleans the lens for you. But sometimes that disc doesn't always work. So if that disc doesn't work, from what I understand, I guess people send their Xbox into Microsoft. And I'm going to show you how to clean the laser lens on this Xbox. Now, I don't have a whole lot of video room, so I'm going to pause it in between doing things like taking out screws and nuts and stuff like that and bolts and all that other good stuff. So, alrighty then, I'm going to pause it and we're going to move to our work area with our Xbox. Before I do that, I would like to say, though, that what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the Xbox off. I am then going to unplug the Xbox, and then I'm going to hold the power button on the Xbox down for 30 seconds. And what this is going to do, if you know anything about electronics or anything electrical, just to keep it simple, what this is going to do is this is going to drain all the capacitors of all the electricity to ensure that there is no electricity in the Xbox that's being stored for stored memory or anything like that, so that way we don't mess anything up when we open it up. So here we go. I'm going to pause it, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so you're going to want T10 on up to T20 Torx bits, maybe a few surgical picks. Automotive, I use automotive surgical picks is what I use. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get the sides off of here. Now, in order to do that, you're going to have to take your surgical pick, you're going to have to find the clips, and just take your time and stick your surgical pick inside of each hole for each clip. And as you do that, just work it out, and you'll be able to pull these off with the clips still intact, so long as you just take your time. And you're going to take those, you're going to set those aside, as well as your front cover. This too just pulls off, so just be careful not to break it and pull it off. And then from there, what you're going to do is you're going to take your surgical picks and you're going to stick them inside of each one of these little holes. I don't know if you can see them there. Let's see if we can get some light there for you. Okay. You're going to stick it inside of there in order to release the top cover. So we're going to go ahead and do that and just start sticking our surgical pick in there, if you can see, until we hear it clip. And then that should allow for your top cover to come off, as well as getting it off on the front here. So that is what we will do next. Okay, once you have those rear clips all pressed in and you've got the front clips separated, flip your Xbox so it's upside down, because it's the bottom piece that's going to raise off of here, like so, see? And so you just be able to take that plastic piece right off and then set that aside there as well. And you can see mine is actually dusty. I've been in here before to clean it already once. But mine's really dusty, so I'd be willing to bet my laser lens is nasty, and that's why I can't read disc. So now we're going to use our T10s, and we're going to get each and every one of these little screws and bolts off so we can get to the inside of this puppy. Okay, so now that you got your cover off, you've got your Xbox turned upside down to get that back cover off, you're going to have 6 Torx T8s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in order to get that off. And what that will do is that will separate your other cover from the actual casing itself. So I'm now going to take that apart and show you that. And this is what your Xbox is going to look like with everything removed. With the covers removed there. It's going to get you a better focus. There we go. There we go. So we're going to remove the disk drive next, and we're going to open that up, and we're going to look in there and see what we have. Boy, this camera can get annoying. One of these days I will get a GoPro. Alright, and so yeah, so we will remove this disk drive. We're going to open up this disk drive, and we're going to take a look at what's going on with our laser lens reader inside of there. While we're at it, we'll probably also go ahead and clean out the fans and all that other good stuff too. You can see all your capacitors and everything in there. It's pretty neat, huh? It's like a little city. Alright guys, I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm an automotive technician, so I'm going to go ahead and call this a fan shroud. Your disk drive will just lift right out of here, like it is, except for this one's upside down. And you're going to be careful. You want to unplug your two little plugs. I deal with little bitty plugs like that all the time in today's modern day, in today's modern world of automotive technology. So you just got to be careful to pull them out. And I went ahead and pulled my fan shroud out. I'm going to go ahead and clean all this dust out of here. Also, I would like to let you know that I am consistently touching the metal case to make sure that I discharge any static electricity out of my body before I go in and touch any of this other stuff. So I'm going to pause it now and show you what we're going to do to take our disk drive apart. We're going to take these screws out, and then we're going to take this panel off, and that should show us our laser inside of there, our laser lens reader. Okay, so now we're inside of our disk drive and our laser reader. Now this is the back side of it all. I've got the top off very carefully. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take both hands, we're going to flip this over and slowly just kind of work the insides out. And then we should have access. And I can already show you, look, this thing is covered in dust. And the track that this runs on is covered in dust. So I'm wondering right now, as I'm going through my diagnosis, I'd be willing to bet this could be why my disc isn't reading, because my laser light is not properly going across here. It could also be out of calibration, so we'll take a peek at that as well. Here's our disk drive. Oops, camera's upside down there. Oh, wait a second. There we go. Alright, so here's our disk drive, and you can see all of the dust inside of here. It is nasty. You can also see that the rails that it runs on, they're not calibrated correctly. If you look here, I've got one that is higher than the other one, okay? You see that? And there's adjustment screws on here, believe it or not. Now, this is what the Microsoft technicians do to fix these things. So, there's adjustment screws to adjust these things down for you. So, we are going to make the repair. What we're going to do is we're going to clean all the dust out of this disk drive and then recalibrate that and go from there and see what happens. Okay, so what I've done here is I've used an alcohol-free water-based cleaner, and I've used Q-tips. You can see how much dust I've cleaned out of this disk drive, and I went ahead and I cleaned it all up. I even cleaned the laser lens there. All right, and what I did was I sprayed a little bit of cleaner on the end of my Q-tip, and then I just very carefully cleaned it. Okay, it's okay to touch it with cleaner, and it's okay to move it just a hair. All right, you want to be gentle. And then I used Q-tips and I cleaned all the other dust out of the disk drive. I cleaned the rails here, and there you go. So I'm going to now, I've also cleaned out the Xbox itself, so now I'm going to put everything back together and see if this works. Now, this is only if you've been to the store and the disc cleaner that you buy to put in there has not worked. So I will pause it and slowly start to put it back together for you. Okay, hopefully there's enough video. So here we go. We're closing the tray. Reading. We're reading. No more open tray issue. The Xbox is now able to read the disc. Look at that. Play game. Bam. There you go. So there you go, folks. That's a quick and easy way. Also doesn't cost you hardly any money if you already have the materials on hand to fix your Xbox 360 if you're having an issue with it reading your disc. Those of you that know me as an automotive technician here in the Treasure Valley in Boise, Idaho, thank you for supporting me. This is Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician, signing off, getting ready to go play some video games.